Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, a technical trader. It is Wednesday night, October the 19th. These are the charts of the day. Some interesting stuff happening today. The market had a rollover in the afternoon. A lot of large cap stocks got hit. Some of the stocks, though, that we followed and a few new ones that we noticed had some pretty good days. Let's start off with TKLC, TKLC, which had a good report. Today exploded past the, if you take a look quickly, here's the declining top line over the last year and a half. Well, the stock exploded up through that and reached up towards the double top from May and July, and reached out and backed off it, but just by a few cents, and closed right near the highs, up $1.71, 23%, 5.3 million. That's huge volume for that stock. Significant of a potential breakaway gap and price volume surge that triggers a new intermediate uptrend. Now we've gone from about 5 to 9 very quickly, so we could pull back at any one point here, perhaps do some consolidating for the next few weeks, but that could be a setup for higher levels. Next target 10 3/4, secondary target 13. Oxygen had another good day today. You'll see that this declining top line from May, when it spiked up, was broken with a thrust a couple days ago. Yesterday was kind of a quiet inside day. If you'll notice right here, we had a low volume inside day pullback that led to this pop today of 15%, 2.5 million traded, and again, good volume, and looks to me like they're in the process of testing this key line of resistance going across here over the last couple, 3 months. We get through $1.85. This could be a stock that runs up into the 3 range and eventually up towards 4.5 to 5. So keep your eye on OXGN. Big day for HEES, that's H&E Equipment Services, which also broke its declining tops line and ran up to resistance, jumping $1.30 or 14% on 478,000 shares. Doesn't sound like a lot, but for that stock, it's the biggest volume in a couple months. So look for a move up to my next target around 12.5 3/4, and beyond that, immediate target of around 15. ORS had another nice follow-through session. Yesterday exploded. Today it followed up by another 29 cents or 13.5%. 542,000 traded. At this point, I'm looking for a test of this zone up in the 3 1/4, 3 3/4 zone for ORS. TVIX was a big winner today, jumping from 53.55 to 64.83, 9 points, closing a couple points off the high, but still up 737. And as you can see, the way we have drawn in the lines here, this looks to me the bottom of the long channel, the top of the channel, here's mid-range channel, at which the stock was forming most of its, doing most of its business, so to speak, between August, September, and October. However, it's come down hard from 109 down to the high 40s, finally bounced, and today jumped up about, as I said, I put right up against lateral price and moving average resistance. So I moved through this range, and we can see this stock near 70, maybe 75 short term. ZLC Zales popped through its declining top line and also tested lateral resistance. We're seeing that kind of a theme in a lot of stocks. But the 50-day moving average did thwart the advance at around 368. Closed at 353, up 39 cents at 12.5%, and 2.6 million traded, significant volume. So we'll see, have to see what kind of follow through we get. But my targets are 4 1/4 and then 490. OPTT continues to explode in a very strong manner, with moving from 2 1/4 up to 5.25, more than doubling. This pop here to the declining tops resistance line backed it off, but it held around the moving averages. Then it thrusted, pulled back for an inside day yesterday, and today popped again. Hard to say where this goes. It is extended here, and I'd have to say at this point I wouldn't chase it. Looking for a pullback opportunity down towards 4 1/4 half range to maybe get back in after it consolidates some. But my next target on this is about 5 3/4, followed by about 6.5 3/4. Big day for United Rentals. The declining channel was broken a few days ago. The stock backed off lateral resistance at the top of the channel, only to hold at the moving average, and today popped 10%, 216, 8.3 million traded. And at this point, it looks like we may get a test of the 27 range. That's my short-term target, with an intermediate target back up towards 32. Human Genome has been very strong of late on takeover rumors. Gap breakaway gap here yesterday. Today, this morning, it pulled back to the 21-day and exploded up towards 15, over 15, before backing off to Closed not as well as I'd like, 13.98, still up $1.16, but it was up much more than that. It was up 9% today. But we did get up to this lateral price resistance up in that 15 zone. Next target is 15.6570, and then we're looking at 16.5. GLNG acting very well today. Took out that declining top line around right up to its all-time high to test and backed off. But if we do get through 39.5 3/4, I expect the stock to move into the low to mid 40s. Acura continues very strong today, up another 22 cents or 4.4%. But you can see that since we broke out here and then consolidated there, the stock's been trending up towards a test of the June high and may even get up to that spike high at 6.5, which would be my next target. STAA, after having moved up in a night 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move, then had a much longer consolidation, which reversed off right here. That was a key day. Then it spiked up through the declining top line to resistance, backed off, and is retesting it here. Today's high about 9.5, 960 is resistance, but through that I would suspect that this stock gets up towards 11, my next target. Area Pharmaceuticals tested and slightly took out the September highs today. You can see lateral price resistance right in this zone. If we continue here, we could see the stock at 12, 12.5 short term, maybe even as high as 13, 13.25. Yahoo popped and then pulled back, but it nevertheless was still up 47 cents at 3% today. At one point, it's reaching as high as 16.79 on rumors of a Microsoft deal or offers on the table from other private equity firms. I'm looking for a takeout around 18, 18.5 before it's all over. GLL, we put that out as a swing trade today. I believe that gold may be in a process after this big pop and consolidation of going lower, which means the ultra shorts can spike higher. My target's 22. KOG continues fantastic thrust off the 360, 765 range up to 642 just in 2 weeks. But we're up against overhead resistance in the 6.5 3/4 zone, which may cause a pullback. Look for that pullback to be a constructive corrective one, and maybe we'll consider it at that point. HOTT, after the big run up in August, early September, has been forming a mini little head and shoulders. Here's your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder. The neckline today was tested, not pierced yet. If you get up through the 850 area, I expect the stock can accelerate at about 9 3/4, 10, my short-term target for hot. And lastly, MG, which continues its strong winning ways, made another new multi-year, if not all-time high. Yes, that's an all-time high. Trading as high as 23 and 28 before settling back to 22.69. But I'm looking for more upside towards 25 before it's over on this move. And that's it for the night. Have a good one.